What's going on, ladies and
There
gentlemen,
we
family and friends? This is Coach E on behalf of Perfect Time Fitness and Meal Prep. We are accepting new clients on both sides. Now, on that personal training side, we are located at Fit Circuit. That is 22141 Rockside Road, Bedford Heights, Ohio, 44146. Now, we do offer one-on-one personal training, group training, one-on-one boxing cardio class. That is noon every Saturday, sports-specific training, and weight loss. On that meal side, we do offer personalized meal prep, catering, charcuterie boards, fresh fruit and vegetable juicing. Now, for us to get in touch with you and for you to get in touch with us, reach out to us on www.perfecttimefitness.com and sign up for those things previously mentioned. We are waiting to hear from you and can't wait to hear from you. Thanks for reaching out in advance. Peace. You know what it is. You know what it's time for. You know what we are here to do. Ladies and gentlemen, I want to welcome you into another episode of Coach E Game for All Seasons. Co-CEO, El Presidente at Perfect Time Fitness and Meal Prep, local neighborhood high school football coach, local neighborhood high school basketball coach, local neighborhood high school track coach. www.perfecttimefitness.com is where you need to be. It is the summertime. You need your meal prep going for your summer bodies, right? Good. Click on that. Look at the options. Tell me, Sharon, what you want to do. It's summer bodies, right? So come on, get some sessions at Fit Circuit with Perfect Time Fitness. You know what to do. And as usual, ladies and gentlemen, I have two assistant coaches with me. On the left hand, my right. On the left-hand side, I got C-Block Hat Zen. What up, C-Block Hat Zen?
Okay, what's going on, Coach E? Hey, look. Now, you're married, Coach E, and B, you on your way. Now, shout out to Marcellus Wiley because he had an interesting story. So I wanted to get y'all thoughts on this. So a couple decided to cater their wedding with Chili's. So, it had me to thinking, y'all fellas. If you've never been to a wedding that was catered, and you could cater it with your favorite restaurant, so who would it be? Because I'm sure you use whoever the place that you had your reception at. But if you could cater it with your favorite restaurant, what would it be? And I'm giving you some ideas, B, for that day. When that day comes, you can save you some bread because apparently the venue that they use, they allowed them to use Chili's, and instead of paying like $75 a head, they wound up paying like $25 a head. They came out with a big time savings. But I wanted to get your thoughts. If you had your favorite restaurant to cater your event, what restaurant would it be?
Ooh, me first? Oh, yeah, I guess it is me.
Yeah, go ahead, B.
Man, because look, I get all that fancy food, man, but that stuff is terrible. Let's just say what it is, man. The food is bad. Like, you pay $75, $100, $150. Food for the masses is bland. So, look, if we could do it at Chili's is good. But me, I love some barbecue. Man, we all be just greasy fingers, tucks messed up, dresses messed up. We going straight smoking Q's. We going Smoky Bones or Oak and Edwards with some what's burnt ends, man. We going straight up barbecue style from a restaurant. Hell, we might even get some Whitmore's ribs up in there. Them ribs is good. Man, Whitmore's ribs,
no.
bang, man. It's been a minute since y'all been up in there, man. Y'all, yeah. Man, look, they open pit ain't banging no more. Whitmore's is. I'm telling you, them ribs. Man, my cousin be getting the ribs. He don't even barbecue no more. She come with a plate of Whitmore ribs, and then Dre dropped them. Shout out to Dre, you dropped the ribs, bro. Anyway, back on subject. Got distracted by the ribs. Man, give me some ribs. That fancy food is bland and dry. They potato salad is dry.
Hey, back to the previous episode, B. No community food. Community food is dry. It is not seasoned correctly. Hell, I don't even think it's seasoned at all because you got to worry about everybody's disabilities and what they're allergic to.
Man,
but I swear you stole my answer, B. You know I was going with Oak and Embers because it was one time, probably about 4 or 5 years ago, father-in-law, one of his co-workers had a birthday party up at Oak and Embers. Dude, the spread was absolutely amazing.
Man,
it was delicious in every single bite, and they had donuts with bacon on that joint, man, for the dessert.
Oh,
donuts with bacon. That was my first time ever having that, and I loved it. It was the sweet and dude, Zen. Bacon covered donut. You gotta try that joint. It was great. So I'm going with Oak and Embers, man. That's my answer, B. I'm with you.
Yeah. Hey, man, you got to have that thing, man. You got to have that sauce, man. Ooh, you got to have that good stuff. Man, we get to that, man.
Yeah, I knew you were about to try and spoil it.
Evan ribs, man. I tried the ribs, man. We get to that, though. Yeah, man.
Oh, good, but what's good, fellas?
Delicious.
Definitely that question. That was a good one, Zen. That's a way to start that joint off.
Yeah, that is. I'm hungry now. I'll be right back.
On the right hand side, I got B. CZ. What up, B. CZ?
What's going on, East Scary, man? Before I tell these people who I am, I got a little bit of a story for y'all. So, back in the day, man, we came up. I ain't had much money, with moms and whatnot. And moms used to go to these stores, these little clothing stores, and they was little cheap clothing stores. She would put stuff together, put fits together, make it look nice. But when I was a kid, I had a fascination with these $20 leather coats. They was called faux leather coats. They wasn't durable like the other leather coats. They didn't have that smell, that price tag. But they was cheap knockoffs, like scabs. So I'm saying that to say, I had to apologize because it was a faux Morpheus on here last week talking about, Eric Spoelhold, Jimmy playoff Jimmy, and zone defense, and Cinderella, woo. So sorry, listeners, for the faux Morpheus, the scab player last week. He came through. He acted a fool. I think he's gone now. The real leather is back. It's not your boy, but your favorite grown-ass man, Mr. Taboo Timmons, and I am here, ready to talk, ready to say something. I showed up unlike playoff Jimmy, but we gonna get to that. Yo, what we talking about today? What's on tap?
Well, B, you know what I got to get to immediately. You uttered it a little bit, almost spoiled it a little bit, but I want to thank everybody personally for coming through to Ariana's graduation party. It was a blast. We had the time of our life. And once again, even though Ari's not a kid, but the younger people party eventually gets taken over by the grown-ups, and then it turns into a grown-up all-night party. B, I forget what time you left here, but
too damn early.
Definitely too early, because the last souls left this basement at 3 a.m., dog. It turned into one of them. I'm talking about, we already had the tequila flowing early when you was here. Mm-hmm. Dude, I don't know who did it. Somebody showed back up with 2 more bottles of tequila at 11:45. And then that just kept the party going. Then we watched the Amanda Nunes fight, which I'm lightweight depressed that she retired, man.
Yeah, she gone.
I'm sad about
this. No more.
Yes. One of my favorite fighters of all time is no more. But she had a hell of a career. But anyway.
Yeah.
Y'all always hear me talk about these ribs. Then you hear me talking about the ribs all the time. Man. We have somebody here in the flesh.
Let me testify.
The flesh, pause. I just want to know, B, am I over exaggerating?
Let me testify, brother.
As legit?
let me testify, brother. First of all, it's from the opening, you could tell I'm a barbecue connoisseur. I've been all over the place. I've been to Texas with barbecue. I've been down south with barbecue. I done been lots of places with good barbecue. So he's talking about these ribs. So we go to Ariana's. I walk in. First thing I look, there's the pan of ribs. So I had to try the pan of ribs. So I go in. I get two. Two gonna be the test. That's the hors d'oeuvre. That's just to get it started. And I only put on my sauce. Right. I gotta see because I go in. I gotta get my sauce right because I'm a sauce guy. So I eat these damn ribs. I bit into the damn rib. It was the softest, juicy rib. Goddamn blend was on point. The rub was on point. Everything on point. So I'm like, damn, that was a good rib. So I go in. So I out of habit, I'm like, man, okay, we got to get this with sauce. So I go get 2 more ribs. Actually 3. And I sauce them up. He turn around. He looking all, B, what you doing with the sauce? I was like, hold on, big little brother. I got to go in with this. And I got to try it with sauce. I ate it with sauce. Man, I went in again for the next round. No sauce. Man, them boys was off the hook. It was delicious. I spent about the first 45 minutes of entry at the food table. Just sitting there getting the ribs, and E gave me the green light. He like, go on, brother. Get you some more. Get more ribs. They good, ain't they? I said, hell yeah. These damn things, you had the smoke, you had the rub, you had the smoke was in the meat. It wasn't that mystery meat rib. It wasn't that splinter meat rib. It was juicy. It was flavorful. Brother, hats off, man. I bow down to the great one, man. That was some great damn ribs, man. A++. A++.
And that's crazy because the whole day, everybody's like, you made these ribs for real? You ain't go get this from like no store or nothing? I was like, yeah, I got the actual meat from the store, but as far as the cooking, that's all me, baby. I'm talking about definitely not Dave's. No chance. That shit was Dave's. Shout out to Miles Market, man. That's my go-to place. I'll let y'all know where I get the meat from. Miles Market.
Yeah. Okay. That explains it was fresh, man.
Yes, fresh, never frozen, always just the right cut. The butcher in there know what he doing, boy. He even take the membrane off for you. You ain't even got to mess with the membrane. Yes, dude, I'm telling you.
What?
It's the best.
Yeah,
and on top of that, they only smoked for 3 hours. Just 3 little measly hours. So just imagine if I would have left them on there for 4. They would have been fell off the rib onto the ground. You would have been sad about that, brother.
Nah, I would have ate that damn thing. I don't eat nothing off the ground. I would have knocked off the dirt pellets and just go ahead. It would have been crunchy, but that's okay. It would have been good. That thing was good as hell, man. You got to try the rib, man. So next, I got it. Man, I done marked on the counter. I got to get shaved, man. I got to get that brisket on the 1st.
Oh, yeah. Yes, July 1st. And Shave will be hitting his brisket, and I will have my rib. I got to do about 20 slabs of ribs on the 1st of July, dog. So I'm going to be nice and busy. About 20 slabs of ribs, about 20 pounds of chicken, about 150 burgers. I'm going to be going in, man.
All right. So B, the question is, since we just talked about weddings and receptions, so at the day after your wedding, and E is holding a barbecue the following day. The question is, will you be leaving?
Do you?
To go get you some ribs, bro.
That'd be a short ass wedding right there, boy. But no, look, you know Mr. Timmons always got something up his sleeve. So no, because I'm gonna have some left over because he gonna cater the damn thing. Drop the mic moment.
Oh,
We having meat trays and ribs. Hey, man, you need to put the ribs on the meat trays y'all be doing over there. Ask Freddie Simpson on the meat trays. Shout out there to the meat trays.
Hey, she absolutely hates when you call them
She
that.
hate it.
She hates it.
You can put like 5 rib bowls and put them in a circular pattern and make the meat flour. She gonna kill me.
Hey, I got an update on that story too about the wedding. So he came back from the honeymoon. They went to Jamaica, right? He come back his first session. We always listen to music when we work out. I put that part on when y'all was talking about him. Boy, you should have seen his face. He was salty at y'all. He said, how you gonna make it sound like I just got out the bed just for your ribs? I'm like, dude, I
hold
just
on,
said
girl.
it. Like, yeah, right.
Don't get us started. I got an appointment already. Hold on. You on that grill.
So then he like, oh yeah, I can't wait. Is they gonna be at your daughter's graduation party? I was like, yeah, they supposed to be there. Oh yeah, tell them it's on site. I got something for them on site. So he got here probably like an hour after you left, B, and I was like, man, your boy just left. He was like, oh yeah, I got material. I'm gonna get him next time I see him.
Hey, that's all right. You ever see the movie Leprechaun, man, where they can't avoid signing shoes. You just throw shoes. I just threw some ribs. Just threw it that way. He ran under the ribs. He was like, I'm supposed to be salty about something. It's good.
Oh man. Hey, well, fellas, let's get into some things. So, as you can hear, the music playing in the background, we've got Freddie Mercury singing "We Are the Champions." Congratulations to the Denver Nuggets for winning their first NBA championship as a franchise. 47 years it took them, but they got it done. So shout out to them as they beat the Miami Heat in a gentleman's sweep that everybody was calling in the beginning. They either called for a sweep or a gentleman's sweep, and it was a gentleman's sweep. They won 4-1. Nikola Jokic was his impressive self as well, putting up. Let me pull up these stats real quick. I just had them up, and now they gone. Oh, man. Hold up.
Crap.
There we go.
I got you, man. With a real computer. I got you. Oh, you got it?
All right. So as he averaged 30 points, 14 rebounds, and 7 assists. And so many people, there's a bunch of narratives coming after this one. The first one I want to ask you fellas is this the most impressive finals from an athlete you've ever seen?
No. Whoa, no. Yeah, go ahead.
Right.
B.
Well, yeah. No, because with a man named LeBron James, man, look, my Jokic tender is short lived because I hated everything. Like, I was into the finals, and I think I had too much Jokic exposure. I got tired of him looking like Special Olympics, running up and down the court,
Oh man.
wobbling and doing this and doing the faces. I got ultraly tired of it. They had the worst celebration of all time. They threw the coach up in the air. That was not a good celebration. It was. I just got tired of it. I hate them now. I absolutely hate the Nuggets now. I hate Jokic. So no, it's not. With a man like LeBron James and regular Negro celebrations with champagne and just looking cool and bouncing and stuff like that. Bring it back home. Not this foreign stuff throwing the coach in the air. I'm sorry. So, no, LeBron James still better.
LeBron James. I was about to say, bruh, your argument is about celebrations and nothing on the court, but okay.
Well, I mean, because you know where I'm going, man. I'm going back with Brian, man, with led in every single category. Well, it was points, it was rebounds, assists, it was steals. It was just everything. It was phenomenal, man. It was back a while ago, of course, in his heyday, but, you know, that's always going to stick out of my mind.
Yeah,
But
I'm
Jokic
with you.
did too, though.
That 26. Oh, wait a minute. He led it. He led in all five
No.
major statistical categories.
No.
For
No.
Yes,
For both?
yes, he did. It was points, rebounds, assists, and blocks.
Now steals. Brian had steals and blocks.
Okay,
It was
you got
5
me on the
categories.
steals. Yeah, you got me on the
Yeah.
steals.
Yeah, he
Plus,
had
Brown
all
was way
5.
cooler doing it, man. Yeah, he was way cooler too, man. Jokic. Ooh, I can't stand that though. I don't like it. But yeah, Brian, man. But yeah, it still was impressive though. I gotta give the man his credit. It was very impressive. You know, he did his thing.
I'm gonna go on here and second that too, B. I'm gonna go on here with that LeBron 2016. Well, hell, 2017 too as well. Even though we lost, but just the performance he put on in a losing effort, it was pretty freaking ridiculous. Well, hell, 2015. The list keeps going on and on with that guy.
I'm saying. Yeah.
You can just pick whatever year you want. But I'm not gonna hate on Jokic. Not saying you are, B. You just, not a big fan of him.
Oh yeah, I'm hating on him, but congratulating at the same time. Go ahead, though. Just let it be known. Yes, I am hating on Jokic and congratulating at the same time. I just hate because he wobble up and down the damn court. Why he can't run like a nice young man? Run. What's wrong with it? Is one leg longer than the other?
He runs.
No, he don't.
Just because he runs slow, now you want to add on, embellish it. Now he wobbles when he runs. Now, no, he don't.
I know you see the wobble. It's one leg longer than the other. He don't run like this, like Gomer Powell from Joker. They call him Joker, I bet you, because of Gomer Powell on Full Metal Jacket.
No,
that's who he reminds
me. His last
you
name is Jokic, and it's spelled with a J. That's why they call him Joker, dude. Man,
pull them up side by side, man. They too wobbly, man. I know y'all see it, man. Hold on, I'm gonna pull it up. Y'all, I'll put it up on Coach E page so he can get all the Special Olympic hate mail that's gonna come with this.
You know what that sound like? You know what it sounded like? It's slow. You know what it sounded like? It's taking me back. It's taking me back, fellas.
What?
Yeah, that's what that sounded like right there, brother.
Yes, that's me. That's me right here. Yes, I've admitted it. Yes, it's me. Hello, hater, right here. I hate them. And they celebrations, even they championship hats is Jake. I don't like them either. I don't like them. Yes, I am.
Guess what I'm wearing next week?
Again.
Next week, I'm coming in on the pod. You know I keep a hat on my head. Now you done gave me motivation.
That's all right. I got a counter hat for you. I'm wearing my MAGA hat then. You wear that, I'm wearing my MAGA hat.
Oh, my God.
It's going to be a special episode, folks.
E, what you wearing?
Me? Hey, no, but, dude, you got to understand. You said it was gentleman sweeps, and it absolutely was, 4-1. Denver tried so hard to lose that game, and it looked like Miami didn't want nothing to do with Game 6 or anything. I mean, when you got a game that Kyle Lowry, however the hell you say it, when he plays good, you're supposed to win that game. When they shoot free throws, Denver, as bad as they did, you got to win that game. When they have so many turnovers in the game like they did, you got to win that game. I don't know. We can still call him playoff Jimmy, B. It's just not finals Jimmy. That's a total different dude. I don't know who that was. That was brother from another planet right there. That was not Jimmy Butler.
That's who he really is, man.
Dog, I kept saying the whole game, like, what is he doing? Like, why is he not aggressive? He's passing up on every shot. He'll get into the lane and do a pivot move. Like, he don't want nothing to do with a bucket. They easily could have won that game. They was down by 11, 12, then always came back, took the lead. The last minute and 51 seconds, they had the lead. But they just kept making horrible decisions and turning the ball over. Jimmy clearly passed it to Caldwell Pope, like, for no reason. That could have been the game-stealing possession, but it ended up being a game-stealing possession for Denver. So it could have been the 6th, even though it wasn't. But ain't no faux Morpheus, man. They were supposed to win that game and lose at home, but they blew it. But
it
I'm
was
definitely
our fault, though.
I don't know. Why you say that?
It was our fault, man, because, look, at first I had this whole thing about Jimmy Butler. I was going to attack him. But you know what? Well, I realized with his Hall of Fame comments where he was like, he wouldn't even go to the festivities. He don't care about it. Thing is, Jimmy Butler got his hand raised and said he wants that JAG badge that you got, just the guy badge. I think Jimmy wants to be just a guy. I don't think he want to be the man, with them statements and then like what he was doing. Yeah, because, I am attacking him, Zen, because the last 10 games, Jimmy Butler, playoff Jimmy. Give me Tobias Harris. Y'all attacking like? Tobias. Give me Tobias Harris because he's more consistent. Jimmy Butler has not played the past. Yes. That's me. That's me. Woohoo.
More of
yes.
it. More of
Jimmy
it,
Butler ain't did it. Nothing the past 10 games. He did not show up, man. We had spurts. That last game, a die game, elimination game. Everybody like, yeah, here he come. Here he come. It's just about to happen now. Man, all the way throughout the end of the game. And like you said, Denver didn't win that game. Miami just gave it away. And there was no urgency. You had, like you said, man, anytime you get the little dudes, the little homies coming through trying to hold up the big homie, a.k.a. Jimmy Butler, then it's like, what are you doing? And he ain't go out on the shield. So, I think Jimmy can just go ahead and shrivel back to obscurity, give you 21 points, and just be happy there with less pressure. He's a number 2 guy. Bam Adebayo and Kyle Lowry is out there balling.
Look, look at Jimmy. Look at Jimmy, what Jimmy did to get you there. Imagine if he didn't have to do it from starting from the play-in game and have to go all the way to the finals. To me, Miami as a team, that's it. And what was that game? That had to be game 4. We was texting back and forth. I was like, man, I'm looking at Bam. I'm like, Bam's legs look shot in this game. I was like, that second half, I was like, man, Jokic let him just go to the basket and dunk the ball. He got fouled, but he didn't get hit that hard, man. He missed the dunk. I was like, all right, man. He missed it so bad, man. He hung on the rim and made it uneven. And they took like 20 minutes of my time getting it back together after that. So
that rim was raggedy.
Yeah, so they had a long path to that finals, whereas you saw when people ask the question rest versus rust, you got to take rest every time. And and not worry about it if it's going to get your team rusty, because you saw a much more fresher team in Denver who only they went, 5 games in the first round, 6 games the second round, 4 games in the conference finals round. And then right here, they just came out fresher, whereas I would have loved to see the series had Miami would have went in there and did the same thing to Boston, because I think that came back to haunt them having a 3-0 lead, and then that series stretching out to 7 games where they could have had themselves a week off prior to the final as well, but they missed that opportunity. It could have been a whole different finals. We could be talking about a finals MVP in a performance from Jimmy Butler and Bam Adebayo. But instead, they had that long path starting from April, and it just wore on them, man. It wore on them. In a cat like Bam Adebayo, man, he got to deal. We already talked about him. He's 6'9". He already undersized for his position. You expecting him to give you the maximum offensive output, and then have to deal with this big dude over here on the other end. It was crazy. The thing he was going to still be able to put the same type of output he was putting in those previous rounds. And so I'm not going to be a prisoner of the moment because Jimmy didn't have quite the finals performance. I think Jimmy is still he did himself a service. This playoff, I don't want to diminish this playoff run by the Miami Heat because it kind of fell flat in the end. Man, they did an outstanding job, man. And the thing that they did for sure, with them being Miami, they gave themselves like an advertisement for the world to see. Well, I shouldn't say the world to see, for the other players in the league. If you about something and you trying to do something, that's the place you want to be. And so I'm interested to see if they're able to capitalize off of this and get back to those Brian, Wade, and Bosh days where they was dominant again. Because I think now if they were to get one more piece, they probably will be in a better position because Eric Spoelstra is that much more better of a coach now to be able to handle it and to know what to do and handle that situation. Whereas before, he was, as Coach E liked to say, he was a moose in headlights right there. So I think Miami, I don't want to poo-poo on Miami in any fault. They just
Poo-poo.
it just I just want to make sure to give them their props because what they did was truly impressive. The best, especially to come out as an AC, not only as an AC, but be a playing team that had to play both games just to see the first round of the playoffs. So, yeah, it was quite an impressive run still. I don't want to take nothing away from them.
Yeah, I ain't taking nothing away from him. I'm just agreeing.
Oh,
They
no,
just
that was
ran
Mr.
out of
Taboo
gas, hit the
Timmons.
wall.
Not you.
Oh, yeah. I poop on him.
My thing is, just like you said, you brought up a good point. Jimmy does need some help, and Bam does need some help because those two and a whole bunch of like role players that sometimes do their role and sometimes don't. A guy like Duncan Robinson, he's a great shooter, but he's a real sometimey shooter. And Gabe Vincent, he's blew his wide game 1 and 2. He's averaging 21 points a game those first 2 games. Then after that, he hit a mad wall. Matter of fact, he jumped off the bridge. He ain't even hit a wall. He went off the bridge, Jack. Never to be seen no more. And even in that game 5, if he just would have hit a couple shots, that would have been the third wheel to come along with Bam and Jimmy to push them over the edge. But it was always another guy on Denver to come along and show up in the game, along with Murray and Joker. That other game, it was that white dude, Christian Braun. The other game, it was Brown. And then another game, it was Aaron Gordon. So it was just everybody stepping up. Then the game 5, it was Michael Porter Jr. Ain't do nothing all series. He just got hot and played his role the right way. It was always a third person every single game, and it was a different person every single game to push them over the edge. Miami just didn't have that. So they was I'm hearing some rumors in about Dame, or you see that news where Bradley Beal just came out too. Bradley Beal trying to get up out of there, man. Yeah, so we'll see what happens after that.
Get into that. All right, so let me ask you this. Let me ask you this. What?
The Cinderella goo is in y'all eyes, man. That's why I said it's our fault, man, because Cinderella was doing good. Y'all thought she was a princess. No, she was a worker bee, and she was exactly what we thought they were. They wasn't going nowhere, man. They ain't even had that same hunger, man. Yeah, I can see a time team.
Well, what we saying is, I'm sorry, I'm speaking for you, Zen, but just tell me if you agree or not. A team like Miami will be consistent, but just because of the way they play and the coach that they have. They play hard as hell every single game, all the time, just because it's the Heat culture in the way that coach coaches them. So it's not like they're going to be out of the game. Even with those role players that's not consistent, they still play hard as hell. Max Strus still play hard. What's the light-skinned boy name with the braids? Number 16? Y'all know what I'm talking about.
Number 16.
Yeah, the boy,
Vincent,
the twin,
Strus,
the boy from
Martin,
Nevada.
Caleb Martin.
Caleb
Martin.
Caleb Martin. Yeah, he even though he wasn't hitting, he was still playing hard. Vincent wasn't hitting, still playing hard. Kyle Lowry only hit in game 5, he still played hard the whole series. So when you got people that consistently do that, and you just get one more star to push you over the edge, not saying they're going to win multiple championships, but they always going to be a contender just because of all of that stuff.
Yeah, I'll step on a limb real quick. It's over. It's done. Jimmy Butler, all the Cinderella, it's done. Because it took a massive effort to get there, and then when it count, it was no effort. Not for me. So I say done. I don't think Jimmy gonna get no chips with this squad. Maybe if they get a Dame or somebody to that caliber, but they need a guy. I hate to sound like
That's,
E right
that's
now.
what we're saying.
They need
No,
the
but that's what
guy.
I'm saying.
He's just the guy.
Jimmy is a
Right.
Jimmy is a perfect number 2. He's a perfect number 2.
He's a role player. He's
Ooh,
Tobias
man,
Harris,
we
like we
can't-
said the other day. Give me
I wouldn't
Tobias.
say role player.
Give you some
Role player.
Tobias, bro. Don't ever be my GM for my team ever. No, I don't need you, bro. I don't need you. If you telling me
lose
give me
4-1 in
Tobias
the
Harris,
finals.
man. But guess
You
where you'll
lose
be?
4-1 in the finals. Lights was too bright.
Yeah, you had
Yeah,
Tobias
okay.
Harris where he was watching Jimmy in the finals. Tell me how many finals appearances has he led the 76ers to?
That's
I'm
because that's
waiting.
Embiid's team. You get
Still
Tobias'
waiting.
own squad. That's Embiid's
Still-
team. This Jimmy Butler team. See, he had Adebayo out there balling. He had Kyle Lowry. He depended on undrafted players. Come on, man. You watched it. Did you watch that last game? It was pathetic. Even
I
the
was on the
announcers was
road.
like, "Why is Jimmy Butler giving these guys giving them the torch? Why is he relying on them? He ain't show up.
Yeah.
He went 5 for 18, but he ain't show up at all." And Bam,
Bruh.
I give Bam, he ran out of gas. You was right, because Bam had 18 points in that first half. Guess how many he
2
ended
points
up
the
with?
rest of the game. 20.
2 points the rest of the game. I give you that. He was tired. He was working.
And the
Rest of
same
them, they
with
just
Jimmy.
turned into pumpkins. They was pumpkins. Jimmy
was two
ain't
things with
getting no
Jimmy.
effort, man. I ain't see that look in his eye.
It's
I
two
ain't see
things.
that same swag.
It's two things with Jimmy. So with Jimmy, there was the Jimmy prior to him rolling his ankle against the New York Knicks, who was an absolute monster. And after he rolled his ankle against the Knicks, it was here and there. It was like his spots, he picked his spots here and there. And you could tell, if you watching the game, Jimmy wasn't moving the same. It just wasn't the same Jimmy that was lighting the
Yeah,
playoffs
looked like
on
he was
fire.
out of it.
He
Yeah.
picked his spots here and there. But when it came crunch time, though, man, all of a sudden, he'd be like, man, he light up, he'll run you like 2 or 3 baskets, and you'd be like, uh-oh. So that's why I say, man, if Jimmy...
that be it?
Yeah.
Pure slop.
You still
It was
saw
pure
it.
slop he
You
threw
saw it
up
in
there.
spots. And
He was like,
the thing what Coach E was saying is he was like, they consistently play hard every night. And that's going to be their thing. But if they get an uptick in talent with that effort that they have, man,
Could be dangerous.
you know, there's not going to be too many teams that's going to be able to mess with this team. It's just get a slight
What's it
uptick
gonna cost, though?
in talent. That's going to be the difficult thing.
That's
to
the key.
find
That's
out.
the problem.
That's going to be because when you talk about a Dame Lillard, which Coach E brought up, man,
Mm-hmm.
Dame is one of those $50+ million players. So
Right.
to get that onto your roster, some moves gonna have to be made. I don't know if Dame is that dude. Bradley Beal, not that far behind. If he's not a 50, I haven't checked. I checked Dame's, but I didn't check Bradley
Yeah.
Beal. He's not that far
Dog.
behind in salary as well too.
That
I
boy
would
up
not
there,
pay
man.
Bradley Bill. No way, because I think he's
Whoa,
a liability.
What?
No, I think he's older. His body is beat to hell, and he don't play the defense. Plus, you gonna lose one of these other guys here. But you gonna do that anyway, because with this playoff run, they did get some shine on these other guys. You don't think the Vincents and Martins and Struces and all them cats, they ain't gonna get no offers from nowhere else?
Strus is a free agent. Caleb Martin signed his deal last year, so he's already locked in.
Okay.
They good there. Who else you said? Vincent, I don't know what
Still
his
got
contract
yeah.
status.
And Tyler Hero's still there. He didn't play the whole series. That could be another 20 points right there alone. And he was coming off the bench, 6th man of the year.
And you
Oh yeah,
said,
Hero
Everybody forgot
balls.
about
I don't know
Tyler
how his
Hero.
defense in. I ain't looked at his defense enough.
It's
to really
horrible.
know,
His
like-
defense is horrible. But he
Right,
plays
so
hard
he
and he
didn't-
gets buckets.
Yeah. So you want to sacrifice? Oh, because they did need some offense though. That they did need it. But
Yes.
I don't know. I think this squad about to be bust up. I don't
Yeah,
think
Zan,
they're coming back.
Bradley Beal, 5-year, 251, 50.2 a year. That's up there too.
Yeah, so he ain't that far from Dame. So and then of the
I
two
wouldn't
though,
pay him.
Bradley Beal is 29. Dame Lillard is 32. So if any indicator, we don't know. Prime used to be 27 to 34. That used to be prime.
Mm-hmm.
Like B love to say, not everybody Bron James, but yeah, it may be with this science, the prime might be stretching out a little bit longer. It might be a extended now. So, but if it is,
Who y'all think is the
what
best
typical is
I would
fit?
say
that's
Bradley.
Who the best fit?
yeah.
Bradley?
Yeah, because you talk about Dame. I like Dame offensively. But, man, Dame is a matador on defense. And I don't know how well he's going to be. He would fit in with Spoelstra, who loves to emphasize defense. How good of a fit he would be.
Right.
But,
And his intensity might turn Dame off, but I know Bradley Beal will welcome that just because of the kind of guy he is. He's an intense, quiet guy, but he'll accept it more. I think he has more of an accepting personality for a coaching style like that. And plus, he can be on the ball, and Jimmy could be off the ball. That's how you save Jimmy during the season, and then you can get Bam incorporated, foul line extended, how they do Jokic and everything. So it's a possibility. They take turns, just like Tatum and Brown, but the right way taking turns, not like Garland and Mitchell. That. You know what I'm saying?
I like that Save Jimmy campaign. we named the podcast Save Jimmy.
No, but it's just a fact. He literally ran out of gas because he had to do everything, dog.
Man, he ain't run out no gas, man. Stop saying that about that man. Wait, stop saying do it. Stop saying about that man. He ain't run out no gas. He was something else might have been going on with him though. Something else might have been going. I think it's gonna come out maybe later. Something else was going on with Jimmy, man, because he ain't had that same
something
look.
about his dad. It's something about his dad.
Your boy Skip Bayless broke that story that he wasn't supposed to.
Yeah, that's where I heard that from.
Putting that man personal business out there in these streets. So, but yeah,
okay.
Yeah.
See, I knew it was something because he ain't had that same intensity, that look. You know what I mean? Like he ain't had that Jimmy look. So yeah,
right.
Okay. Well, because you say basketball is mental, so there you go.
All right,
Bradley,
so
come on, man.
All right, let me ask you this, and we'll wrap on this. So now that the Nuggets, look, we talked about the Nuggets, we talked about the Heat. Let's finish it off on the champion. So, 2 questions here. Now, 2 years ago when Giannis won the title, we crowned him the best player in the league. Now Jokic has won the title. We crowned him the best player in the league. How long do you see his reign on top? And 2, we got to always ask, what a young core like the Denver Nuggets has, with Jokic being the oldest of those core, and I'm talking about Michael Porter, Aaron Gordon, Jamal Murray, and, of course, Jokic. Those 4 all under the age of 28. In his post-game speech, in his what I call it, acceptance speech of the trophy, Mike Malone said, he was like, we went from, he quoted Pat Riley, we went from an upstart to a winner, from a winner to a contender to winning the actual championship. Now it's time to become a dynasty. So can we see a new dynasty in the Denver Nuggets? So hit me with those 2. How long do you see Jokic's reign on top, and can the Nuggets become a dynasty?
I could see Jokic's reign on top being probably about 2 to 3 more years, because I'm not just saying he's the best player in the league just because he won the title. He's just literally the best player in the league. And as far as the dynasty going, I don't know if Denver would be dynasty material, so to say. They still got a couple things as far as just straight consistency. And Michael Malone, I don't know how really good of a coach he really is. He just has a good group of guys that's unselfish, and just happened to catch fire at the right time. And matchups did help them in the playoffs as well, and it's clearly in the finals. So, like I said, Jokic about 2 to 3 more years, best player in the league, and dynasty for Denver. I don't think so.
All right, what about you?
No way. No. No. The coach, it's what he said, man, because, look, I ain't see. It's funny because they did dominate the Lakers. They beat up the Lakers. They dominated Miami.
They really didn't beat up the Lakers, though, B. If you remember, every game was very close at the end. The Lakers just didn't make the plays just like Miami didn't in Game 5 to win the game. Because that Game 4 is a prime example. The Lakers literally could have won that game. They could have won Game 2. They could have won Game 1. So they really didn't, beat up on them. They just made the plays at the end, and the Lakers didn't.
Yeah, I mean, that's true. That's true. I just can't see him being a dynasty because, first of all, Jokic, I still say, got a weakness, and his defense is crap, but Zen say it ain't no defense. I give him that right now. A lot of defenses is not as tight. Like, you'll have some defenses where some guys are up in the faces. Like, the defense the Lakers played against them, they just made some hella shots, man. Like, yeah, it's a fine line between them being lucky shots and shots that just go in on a consistent basis. It's still slop shots. It's not a high what they call it, a high percentage shot. So if a lot of them don't fall, then yeah, we could be talking about something different. But you know what they say about if, so we won't get stuff there. To answer the question, no, they will not be a dynasty. They will not win next year. Miami will not win next year. It's going to be somebody new and different. And that coach, I give him 2 to 3 years before he look for another job.
Okay. All right. So, no to Denver becoming a dynasty and Jokic, his reign being on top. Because there's some cats coming for that number one spot. It's, you know, we had if Dallas is able to get it together, Luka will be next on that, coming for a spot. I think he next in line. I know Embiid.
Would you agree, Zen?
I might be next too, but somewhere. And Giannis ain't done yet either.
No, hell no.
No.
Would you agree, Zen, that there's way more candidates now to be best player in the league candidates now than it was in the past 10 years?
Yeah, I agree with you. Top end talent is probably at its best in the league, probably ever. No doubt about that.
Yeah, in a while, or if not ever. Yeah, top to bottom. I'm talking about.
Yeah,
big dudes, man.
You say top to bottom. I don't know about bottom, but the top end, I would give you top end.
Just saying,
the
list from top to bottom, as far as every name on that list has the opportunity to be the best player in the league. It could be at least 15 to 20 guys that could just take that mantle. Because
give me 4, 5, and 6. Who's your? So we know who the top 3 is: Giannis, Jokic, and Embiid. Who 4, 5, and 6?
Luka in there too.
Yeah, I was about to say I put Luka
okay.
over Embiid actually because he's more reliable and he plays a lot more.
Yeah. Okay. Who else you got?
Top end?
Just
still got Durant.
Steph Curry.
Yeah.
Still got Durant.
Who?
Still got Steph. Still got. As much as I hate his inconsistency, and Anthony Davis, Bron. You still got Dame. You still got hell. Let me see. Who am I missing?
We talking about candidates.
As much as we hated,
Steph.
Tatum's inconsistency, you can do Tatum. It's a lot.
Devin Booker, bro.
Cats in that, but
man,
Booker.
You got talent.
Yeah, Book it overlook. Yeah, Book it overlook. I was just curious to see. It's a lot of older guys in there. You favor the old
Anthony
cats,
Edwards. Anthony
cats?
Edwards in Minnesota. He can. He's dangerous.
Yeah, he on the come up. Now we ain't talking. You just sold me ready to come on for the number one spot. Could at any point, any given season, any of these guys come for the number one spot. Yeah, and I'm like, it's a good 7 to 8 dudes that could come for that number one spot. And like I say, in a couple more years, It's that dude that's about to go next week to San Antonio. I'm telling you, you ain't impressed.
Who is it?
But he about to
Victoria.
I
Come
saw
in,
some
I
more
said 2-3
impressive.
years.
I saw some more impressive footage. I was gonna say that. I did see some more impressive footage. I think the ones that people show the most, he be moving slow, but I seen him move fast on a couple that I just saw. I was like, okay, there you go. That must be what everybody talking about. There you go. So
I'm
we'll
anxious
see,
to
man.
see
I don't
what
know
he
that
looks
little
like.
body.
I'm anxious to see what he looks like in the summer league because the summer league is still another notch up than the overseas stuff. But I just
Right.
want to see what what he will do. You know what I mean?
That
Yeah.
kid is going to be in a bubble wrap for the summer league. You think you gonna see him in the summer league? You might see him 1, 2
Especially
games tops.
at the Chet.
That
He
they
gonna
are
do
going
nothing.
to put that. I would be surprised. I would be surprised if he
He
makes
gotta
it through
play
a full
those
summer
in,
league.
man. He
Man,
gotta play.
They gonna
What
put
Chet
that
Holmgren
kid
He's
in-
gonna
doing?
play a
and-
couple games in Vegas.
I don't even think he gonna play. Well, he might play in Vegas because a lot
They
of
gotta
people,
show the hype is real. They gotta be like, yo, the hype is real.
Nah, they gonna keep it under wraps. They want to see that on.
They gotta be the bubble wrap.
Yeah, they gonna have him bubble wrap.
Bubble boy.
With the type of hype that he is coming with, first game of the season gonna get like LeBron like media coverage, I believe, with this kid. His first game of the season, he got to be there. It can't be like Zion Williamson. Man, Zion's joint came like
Boo.
2 months into the season, man. Well, you know what? Speaking of
I'm
which,
in love with a stripper.
I gotta
Yes,
ask you. So we
Go
talked
ahead,
about
man.
Dame. We talked about Bradley Beal being on the potentially being on the trade block this summer. Now they throwing in a third name, and that is of Zion Williamson. So I got to get y'all thoughts on his recent transgressions, I guess you would call them. I don't want to call them transgressions.
You can
He
call
didn't do
him
nothing
many
wrong.
things.
Just yeah, to me, he didn't do anything.
See in defense.
Anything wrong.
He do nothing wrong.
He didn't do nothing. He didn't do nothing wrong.
His royal oats.
You know,
I'm sorry.
and basically, man, like, man, what 22-year-old didn't do that? Didn't have that phase. So, you know, I think because we attach it to money and the spotlight, we sometimes think that they ain't gonna do normal kid type stuff that we did because they in a different position than we are. But some things just don't change, in my opinion. So I ain't really that crazy, going too crazy over Zion. My brother like, oh, he about to lose all his endorsements. I'm like, I don't see all that. I'm like, man, but
hell no.
I want to get y'all thoughts on Zion's turn of events. And look, I'm gonna leave that to y'all to explain this one. I typically set it up, but I'm gonna leave that to y'all to set it up.
Go ahead.
Set
it up.
And then the new stuff that came out today is possibly the Pelicans wanting to move on from Zion. So what do y'all think on both of those things right there?
All right, start from the top. I thought the boy would be more careful because, like you said, he really didn't do nothing wrong. He just got caught up because he was negligent and like nonchalant with the text messages and the Snapchat messages and stuff like that, or he just don't care. So what happened, America, is Zion had a gender reveal party for him and his girlfriend, and the side chick, which is an OnlyFans model, quote unquote model, aka porn star, saw the post of the gender reveal and was like, oh, really? That's why I had sex with him last night type of stuff. So she ended up showing the messages of them going back and forth and things like that. That's why I say I just thought he would be more careful because, I mean, you know you're Zion Williamson. You know you're dealing with a side chick, and you know she could possibly go public with this shit, so why wouldn't you be more careful? But like you said, Zen, when you're 22 years old and you're thinking with your penis instead of your real brain, you end up losing out, like, you know, leaving out the major points in life. Like, dang, I shouldn't have did that. I should have covered my tracks better. I should have did this. I shouldn't have did that. You ain't thinking about that. You just thinking about going in the cave with a raincoat on. So And with him being done with New Orleans, or New Orleans being done with him, you saw that coming a long time ago. Because honestly, I don't think he wanted to be there in the first place. I think that's why he played an overweight card, and I think that's why he plays the Kawhi Leonard, Uncle Dennis injury card. He could have played last year, I believe, but I think he was just trying to stay healthy and get out of there. And then you're going to see a different Zion once he goes elsewhere. Not to say he's going to be a skinny cat, but he's just going to be a good weight so he can move around and play way better than he did in New Orleans. I don't think he enjoyed New Orleans whatsoever. It was cool at first when they drafted him. He was a rookie, things like that. But as far as living there and trying to be a star there, nah, never saw that happening anyway. Look at AD. He was trying to get out a long time too.
Let me follow that up to you. So on the first part, man, does Zion strike you as the cat that was a ladies' man and know how to maneuver and operate in that space?
Come on, man.
Because he's a
No,
dude
not at
from
all.
Spartanburg,
Come on, man.
South Carolina.
South Carolina.
This has not
Zen,
been what he is accustomed to.
Zen, let me tell you.
Going to do. Oh, okay, my bad. I'm stealing your thunder. Go for it, B.
Right, you sure are. Because one thing you left out, brother, can you imagine us that age with money and we could go and get the pick of the litter? Ain't got to make up no stories. Ain't got to spit no game. We got porn stars texting us. We got strippers texting us. We got folks texting us. And we got buddies in. Zen. We got money. We look. We got 6-packs. We got money. We got muscles.
Bruh, hold up.
Am I
Did you hear the
relating to
story?
you?
Yeah, did you hear the story? He got enough money that he buying a chick a Rolls Royce type money. That's what he. That's the type of money. That's the type of tricking he out here doing. So yes.
Bruh, can you
That's top of the
imagine
line
this?
tricking.
Look, PSA, I'm about to get in trouble. Hugh Hefner had it figured out. Hugh Hefner had it figured out. He had 10 on deck, and they was all prepared and ready at any given time. Let me tell you something. I'm Zion Williamson. Okay, I'm eating food and everything else. You watch Winning Time with Magic Johnson, and you go see some stuff. Magic was out there poking and stroking everything. Sometimes they say he pulled something out the crowd. Like, come on down after the game. I'll be with you in a minute. Man, look, Zion Young, he doing this thing. I ain't mad at him. I know you on your high and mighty throne. I'm taking the Zen approach this week.
Let's not get it twisted. I'm not disappointed
I'm just
whatsoever. I just said I thought he would be more careful just because he don't know how to maneuver with the women that he would try and cover his tracks. I'm not disappointed at him whatsoever. He was just being a horny dude. What the hell?
It don't matter.
Excuse me, a horny, rich as hell dude.
Exactly. And it don't matter. If he want to buy some women and buy them off and pay their kids off, but he got porn stars, dude. They professionals. We'll keep it PG. They professionals in what they do. Sunset Thomas, man, you ain't been with a woman unless you been with 500 dudes. That's what they said from the Cat Ranch. And they calling him up. Did you see them pictures he texted them? Did y'all see that? Y'all can't tell me. What, he 22? Oh, bro, yeah, go look at the pictures he texted. You tell me at, 22 and you got a fat bank account that you wouldn't be in the news to. I'd have called him up. Yo, TMZ, I got a story for y'all. I'm going to break it myself.
Check this out.
There's probably many more of them out there, too. I ain't mad at him, man.
Absolutely.
Yeah, he just going to have to figure out his
he
way.
Ain't used to it.
Man, from Spartanburg, South Carolina. They ain't had that. That ain't in no old country town in South Carolina. No, man. Look, and hey, Duke, I'm sorry. Hey, that type of school, they ain't there either, bro. So once he in the league, exactly. Man. And then they see on the news, breaking news. Zion Williamson just signed a 5-year, $200 million extension. Oh, they like, the target just went over his face like, do. We got a new one.
Right.
They came to swarm in like, whoosh.
Man.
Came in like the Avengers, like oof. Like
Hey, you can't handle this. You can't handle the truth. It's gonna be more. Look, I'm disappointed. It's only 3. Come on, brother. You better keep up. You see what Deshaun was out here doing. You see what Tiger was out here doing. That's all you got is 3. You need to step your game up, young man. See what Nick Cannon. Nick Cannon got 10 baby mamas right now. Come on, man. Get busy.
I gotta give my man Joe Budden his props because he said something that struck a nerve. I was like, huh? You right? He was like, man. He was like, they complain about Zion's weight, but Zion stay injured. He was like, he got all that free time. He was like, I know that weight. He was like, man, that's that fucking and eating weight. I was like, yep. I was like, I know that weight too. I know that
That's
weight
exactly
too.
it.
You're right. You're right.
Yep, booed up. You already know. You get booed up, what's the first thing come? 20, 30 pounds from fucking the meeting. Oh, you cuffed up. Yeah.
And y'all heard what old girl said too. That's why your bathroom nasty. It got nothing but pop cans and trash everywhere.
Oh, man, right. He drinking pops, living good. They said he was eating up all the New Orleans food. Man, come on, man. I ain't mad at him. Where you think he going, though? I think the Knicks. I think he always wanted to go to the Knicks.
If they
Which
can
area
pull
y'all
it
think he
off,
gonna
that's. But boy, I'm worried
know.
if he was to. I don't know where he's gonna go. He'll probably wind up coming back to New Orleans. But it's just being tossed out there. It would have to take something to wow New Orleans to come up off of him, I believe. Because you say New York, yeah, it makes sense. But what would they get in return? Because let's be honest, they gonna hold out hope to the very end because what they done built and structured in New Orleans with a healthy Zion Williamson. You saw early this season when he was healthy and he was out there balling, they was number 1 in the Western Conference. So imagine if you can actually pull out a complete season and start going down the road like we just said, go from upstart to a winner to a contender and start going down those and start hitting those steps with him, man, who knows what could happen? And I believe New Orleans will probably more than likely hold out because what David Griffin is trying to build in New Orleans, we right there. If we get this dude on path, and so whatever they get in return, he gonna want to stay on that path because you get rid of Zion, you might as well hit a hard reset, start over from scratch again. I don't think they ready to start over from scratch just yet. So it, like I say, it would take it would take a blow my socks type of deal to be like, okay, we'll go ahead and trade him. We'll get off of him, and let that be somebody else's headache. But for right now, the headache, they willing to I believe they're gonna wind up being willing to stick it out a little bit more time before they willing to come up off of them though. But that leads me to. Real quick, we'll close out on this one. So one of the things that that's gonna happen next week, and we were talking, I don't know. I'll ask you you fellas this. If not, I got another story I could go to. But next week being the NBA draft, we talk about Victor Wembanyama, done deal. He going to San Antonio. What's interesting to me, and B, you might not be too familiar with it, so I'm gonna ask Coach E this question. So Is Scoot Henderson. Scoot is supposed to be that dude. I seen him the one game against Victor Wembanyama. He showed out.
Yeah.
Victor Wembanyama's quote is, had I not been born, he would be the number 1 draft pick. So he's to be that nice. He's that next dude. He's not supposed to be a bad consolation prize for not getting Victor. So you're the Charlotte Hornets sitting at number 2. You got a point guard already in LaMelo Ball. Is this take the best player available? Or do you go with Roll Tide, Brandon Miller out of Alabama that would probably go towards the fit? He would be a better fit for your team. He could plug a hole where there's a weakness. I'm wondering, do you go that route? And then if you're number 3, you're Portland, and Scoot Henderson falls to you, are you ready to? Because officially drafting him would be the officially the end of the Dame Lillard era. What are you thinking, Coach E, when it comes to Scoot Henderson? Do you think you pair that with LaMelo Ball, or do you let him fall to number 3 to Portland, and thus ending the Dame Lillard era?
I'm going to go with the latter, Zan. I'm going to let him fall to number 3 so he can go to Portland. And we was just talking about Dame going elsewhere, so I think they already had that up their sleeve. Not that they saying they totally done with Dame, but that era. Like, Dame is my boy. I love the way he play. I love his game, but he hasn't won them anything. And he's been there for a while. So what are we continuously holding on to him for? And what help does he have? And what help is coming immediately in order for us to get what we want to get out of him right now? So you might as well usher in a new era with that. And he is pretty good. He plays hard as hell. He's extremely athletic. He's going to be good. I really think he's going to be good. But as far as LaMelo and B. Miller, I think that would be a good fit, because why would you get Scoot and you already got Terry Rozier? But I'm pretty sure Terry Rozier can be traded and everything like that. But still, that would be another point guard situation that you don't want in Charlotte when you trying to win right now, because they just missing a piece. LaMelo can't do everything by himself. They got those little role pieces that we was talking about that Miami has, similar games and everything like that, similar comparisons, similar players. So why not put B. Miller with Melo and see what comes out of that, instead of trying to force him and Scoot to live together, because I don't see LaMelo and Scoot mixing like that whatsoever. It's kind of like a oil and water mix. So you might as well let him go into Portland, start his own era, and get B. Miller in Charlotte and see what he do with Melo.
You know, I'm going to counter that. I actually believe Charlotte, even though they say he's not out of play for number 2, I'm taking the best player available. And you just mentioned it. LaMelo know how to play with another scoring point guard. And I think that would actually complement LaMelo's game better, because LaMelo is a pass-first point guard. So he knows how to play, because he did it his first year with Devontae Graham as a scoring point guard, and right now with Scary Terry, man, he knows how to do that. So I would pair a younger version of that with him, get rid of Terry Rozier's contract. He's going to be a much cheaper option with a higher ceiling. I would take that over Brandon Miller and see where that goes, because also, as much as I love LaMelo, because I love my pass-first point guards, he's looks like he's got that ball gene that keep you injured, man. He done missed a lot of games. And, you know, we saw what could happen when he put it together. He became an all-star that one season, but he's kind of regressed because he hasn't been able to be on the court. So you give me another one, and, hey, if he happens to fall off, his game happens to fall off due to injury, hey, I got a nice consolation prize. I wouldn't even say a consolation prize, but I got something else in the chamber to step up and take that slot, if that's the case, because I love Brandon Miller. He was by far, when it came to college basketball, the most talented player in college basketball. But I'm not sure what he's going to be as a pro. I'm not sure what's that going to look like when it comes to him as a pro.
Now, I think he'll be a nice little pro, though, because he plays like, I don't want to say basic basketball, but his game was the most basic and ready for the NBA that I've seen in college this year. So, and plus he had to learn how to play with those. Yeah, that's true. That's true. But that's what I'm saying. It'd be guys like that get to the league and like, whoa, I ain't see this coming. He had a basic game in college. But now he's showing us his whole repertoire right now. Maybe he was held back in that system in college with the other players that they had. Because just like you said, Roll Tide, they had a nice little roster, dog. They had a nice roster at every position. There was decent players there that he could fall back on. True enough, he still took the lead a lot of games, and he was the leader on that team, clearly. So, when all that stuff happened and his mind wasn't right, well, he did go on a little scoring tear after that a little bit. But then that tournament game, when he had a bad game, that was the season right there. So I think he could be better.
Okay, you see superstar. I'm not sure if I see superstar.
I don't want to say superstar. I don't want to say superstar.
Right,
maybe
right,
just
right.
star. You know what I'm saying? Maybe just star or a good player or good pro.
Okay, all right. Well, we'll see what that comes. You know what? We got a little bit of time. I think we can squeeze this one in real quick. So, I know y'all heard about the PGA and the Live Tour merging and becoming, where it's not really, it don't seem like it's a merger. It seems more like a takeover from somebody who didn't even, somebody who wasn't even nowhere on the level of the PGA, just come in and force their hand. It wasn't the PGA who was more popular, buying them out, saying go away. They coming in like, nah, our guy gonna be chairperson. Our guy it's like it's a takeover. So it looks like these Saudis have a lot of money. They already entered in Europe as far as with soccer teams and buying up soccer teams over in Europe. They may be coming now to America to start dibbling and dabbling in American sports now. What's y'all thoughts? How would you feel if your favorite team became owned by a Saudi oil tycoon? Because, look, I shout out Bomani Jones because he brought it to attention, which I never thought about. Some of your most famous sports franchises, are family-run businesses. The Lakers, the Yankees, where that's where their main source of money comes from. Man, you blow their socks off with an offer. You blow their socks off with a, man, they could, because like over in Europe, they not buying like just any old teams. They buying like the premier teams like Manchester United and things of that nature. Not Manchester United. Is it Manchester United or Man City? It's one of those two. I'm sorry.
Yeah, Man City.
For those who are
Man City.
Man City. So I'm like, hey, man, what y'all think? Is there a potential of now start seeing some Saudi oil money coming through bleeding over into our American sports? Because a lot of people had backlash over it because they considered it blood money, what they did to what they're doing to golf and the atrocities, the human atrocities that they commit. And so people were offended that our golfers was going over there. But hey, it might not just stop with the PGA. They might actually start infiltrating and jumping into our major sports as well too. So what's your thoughts on that?
Get them B.
Hey, so let me ask this, man, because remember we had just covered the story where they was trying to offer the golfers, the PGA golfers, to come over there, right?
Bruh, that was
Is
last
this the
year.
same people?
That was last year we had that conversation.
And it was all this talk, right? It was all this talk is bad. And so they say, okay, we coming to y'all land. Y'all ain't want to come over here? Some of y'all came? Okay, we coming over there. That's the power of money, man. And so who gonna tell them no? Because look, they already got the PGA. So who gonna tell them no? Money, they come waving money. They come buying up these teams, like you said. And a lot of times, again, from watching shows and hearing stories, a lot of times, man, they be in debt, man. These family-owned operations, and, you know, they trying to hold on, and they trying to spend this, and, you know, watching Winning Time, it was always, man, we made it by the skin of our teeth, even though it's a lot of money. So, yeah, somebody come in and want to take that off their hands for a substantial amount of money, who gonna say no? So I think it's only a matter of time. This is a trend. Look at what just happened from a year ago to the day. It is a trend, and then it's getting ready to kick off.
Yeah. Yeah.
Hey, in the famous words of Mos Def on Dave Chappelle during the racial draft, wait a goddamn minute, Rondell. Ain't no way that the NFL and the good old boys is going to allow any Saudis to take over anything. As much as they stick together, they will rather go bankrupt and go under
that they
than
might
to
not be
sell
able to
to
infiltrate.
them. They're not infiltrating the
huh?
shield. The NBA, like you said, yeah, it could be a couple teams here and there, the family teams, like you said, that might consider it, but I don't even see them giving it up because don't nobody want to deal with that. They already, don't like them just because of the history with us and the Saudis. But B, like you said, money talks. So that could be one. But as far as the PGA, I mean, PGA really didn't have tons of money like that. And what was they going to do? They was primed for a takeover because you had people leaving in the first place anyway. So that was the open door right there. And plus, dude, there is a different Saudi prince
point.
here damn near every week at the Cleveland Clinic. And when they have these heart surgeries and these major surgeries, dude, they close a whole floor for these people.
Whole
so
floor.
you know they are respected here, and just that's their bread. Their bread is like printable. They don't even have to throw amount out. They'll just give you whatever you want, whatever you need. Make up a number. They offered Tiger $800 million. Okay. $800 million
Right.
for one dude. For one dude,
Right.
not even in his prime no more. He hobbling on the golf course. Dude need a golf cart, and they offered him $800 million. Okay, so
Man.
I mean, me personally, just like you say, B, I know I'm gonna get tomatoes for this. I really don't care. Like I'm not offended by all of this. I'm not nervous of all of this. They just came with money in this sports, and they know it's a whole bunch of money in sports, so why not try and take it over? It's up to the people that don't want to relinquish it to not let them. So if you let them take it over, hell, that's your fault. But if you don't let them take it over, that's cool too. Whatever happens, happens. As long as the sports don't go away. Y'all know me, I'm a sports head. Just don't turn the lights off in the arenas and the fields and everything like that. If it has to be bought by Live or the Saudis, whatever. Just keep us playing. I'm not offended. Go sports.
Go sports. Me either. Not offended. I don't care because what people don't realize, man, and not to get too politically deep, but the Saudis own a lot of America anyway. That time of 9/11, who was the planes that left up in the skies? It was the Saudis going back home because they owned America. 7%.
A no-fly zone,
so
right?
Don't think.
No-fly zone.
Exactly. So they own a lot anyway, and here they come with that money. I think the NBA prime for a takeover, actually, because the salary's going up higher, and, folks want that money. I think next sport going to be NBA.
Well, I don't know,
All right,
B.
fellas.
The NBA going to get the money anyway from the TV deal. So these TV deals are extraordinarily, astronomically high. So they really don't need the Saudi money. But like we just said, money is money. If they want more and the Saudis got more, they will accept it. So you might have a point.
Okay. Let's see what happens. 'Cause he ain't going to hit that buzzer, man. He was
All
going
right,
overtime.
Man, I don't know what it is, man. I hit it once and it started playing twice all of a sudden now. Everything started playing twice. But whatever, man.
That's
But
just
hey,
rude.
fellas.
I'm offended. He hit the buzzer twice.
Hey, fellas.
Live.
I hear that sound. So you know what that means. Good pod, good pod. All right. Coach E.
Yes, sir.
You got a post-game word for the people.
Yes, I do. Ladies and gentlemen, please do me a favor. Take a knee. All eyes on me. Today's word is, how much longer you going to wait? How much longer you going to wait to get to that next level? How much longer you going to wait to grasp your goal? How much longer you going to wait to show the world your gifts? How much longer you going to wait to take over what you need to take over? Everybody is waiting for you. It is in prime position for you to just reach up and grab it. Look yourself in the mirror and let yourself know how much you want it. You don't need nobody else to tell you anything. You already know what you came here to do. You already know what you're capable of doing. So why not do it? What's taking so long? What are you waiting for? What else do you need to happen? You got people needing stuff. You got family members that's sick. You need freedom. You need financial freedom. You need freedom for just in case they need to quit their jobs so you can help them out in their time of need. Go help. Go ahead and help. What else are you waiting for? What's taking so long? Just do it. These times are not going to present itself. You have to wake up and take it by the throat. Strangle it. Take over. What are you waiting for? Win on me, win on three. 1, 2, 3. Win! It sounds so sweet. Ladies, gentlemen, and everybody in between, thank you for listening to another episode of Coach E Game for All Seasons with Coach E, Zen, and Byron Taboo Timmons. I thank God for my crew. My crew helped me out a lot. Y'all don't understand what goes on behind the scenes. Like I tell everybody else, without them, it wouldn't be no show. I'm just the guy that just talks. They do all the hard work. I appreciate them, and y'all should too, because without them, there's no me, and there's no y'all ears to hear this. So thank you, fellas, once again. And with that being said, see you next week.
Thank you for tuning in to Game for All Seasons with Coach E. Please remember to hit the like or subscribe button. Also, make sure to follow Coach E on Instagram at BigF216 or on Twitter at BigF216. And be sure to check out Coach E's Perfect Time Fitness Facebook page. If you're in the Cleveland area, contact us via email at eacurry1@gmail.com for one-on-one or group training sessions. Our theme music provided by Mr. Taboo Timmons on SoundCloud at Mr. Taboo Timmons. Once again, thanks for listening and see you next week.